My name is Burt Beebe, Beekeeper. Welcome home. In just 10 short years, at the age of 52, I started beekeeping with 2 colonies on someone else's property because we didn't have any property to use. We took those 2 colonies in 10 years and turned them into owning a 5-acre lot, a couple of buildings, and a prosperous, profitable beekeeping and honey gift shop. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the Langstroth Hive setup, more specifically, a setup for a beginning beekeeper, beginning backyard beekeeper. Now, there are 2 sizes of Langstroth beehives that you can choose from, 10 frame or 8 frame. And what I mean by 10 or 8 frame boxes, the frames are where the bees draw out honeycomb, wax comb, where they'll store their honey and raise their baby bees, and the queen will lay her eggs and they will raise their baby bees, larva, cap, brood. That's what frames are. Now, frames come in either wooden or plastic. My preference by far is a wooden frame. And I do like to use a foundation, which is a plastic insert that goes inside the wooden frame. And it has a pattern of honeycomb on it already. And these inserts, or foundation it's called, are typically coated with beeswax. And that's something that you want to make sure your foundation is coated with beeswax before you use them. Bees really don't like plastic. They'll avoid it if they can. So if there's no beeswax coating that plastic, you might find that your honeybees may not build out real nice comb on that plastic because they don't like it. I use a 10 frame beehive. It's the industry standard, and I can understand why some people would use an 8 frame Langstroth hive for weight. Sometimes the honey supers can get pretty heavy, but there's ways around the 10 frame hive as well. The reason I'm doing this video is because I see a lot of advertisements at times advertising a starter beekeeping hive, and it's just one box, a bottom board and a cover. Well, if you're a first-year beekeeper and you buy a nucleus colony of bees, also known as a nuke, and you put it in that one box, you're going to be adding on boxes quickly, especially if it's a healthy nuke. So my recommendation is the setup I'm about to talk about, because once you get your bees installed, you're going to find yourself buying more boxes, something you may have not even thought about. If you don't already have a beekeeping mentor, I would recommend that. Join a bee club if you can, but a mentor who's already been there and done that and can give you reasons why they do what they do. Not every beekeeper is the same. I may do something a little different than the next beekeeper, but there are reasons why I like to do things a certain way. Let's kick things off by talking about the bottom board. The bottom board is basically the floor of the beehive, the floor for the bees. And bottom boards can either be a screen bottom board or they could be a solid bottom board. I have a preference for the screen bottom board because I want airflow. The screen bottom board helps with the airflow. Honeybees give off a lot of moisture, and it's very helpful for the moisture to evaporate as quickly as possible. There's nothing wrong with a solid bottom board. A lot of beekeepers use them. The only recommendation I would have for a bottom board, if it's solid, is just to tilt your beehive slightly forward in case you have a driving rain and water goes barreling into the bottom of the beehive where the entrance is. We want to make sure that moisture gets drained out. So if you tilt it forward, that moisture or rain will get drained out. Where there's moisture, there can be bacteria, not good for the bees. Also, with a screen bottom board, which I run year round, you can have a little insert you can put in the bottom, which is really a mite counter. When I treat my honeybees for varroa mites, I use oxalic acid, and when I put that mite counter underneath the hive, it'll show, the mites that fall down through the screen on this mite counter. It's a pretty cool thing. And a lot of times I'll put that mite counter in the bottom board during the winter time, just to help with some of the wind and the drafts. Now, on to the first deep box. Most beekeepers run double deeps year-round. It seems to be industry standard, but not every beekeeper is the same. I do run double deeps. The first deep is where I want the queen to reside. When I first install my nucleus colony or nuke of bees, I want to put them in that first box. That's where I want the queen to stay. For me, that's what works. She'll lay her eggs and raise their brood and their baby bees in that box. Next comes a queen excluder, and it does exactly what it sounds like. It excludes the queen from going any further up into the honey supers. So the queen excluder is next. Her body cannot fit up through the holes, but it's designed so that the worker bees can still go up through the holes. Queen excluders come in plastic or metal. My preference is metal for sure, but a lot of times I'll use plastic, which will work. And the reason I use plastic is because of the number of colonies I'm running. I can save a little bit of money using plastic queen excluders. So keeping the queen in the bottom box is what I like to do. That way there's no eggs, larvae, cat brood in the honey supers. Who wants to extract honey from a honey super with eggs and larvae and baby bees in it? Not many people do, but I think it's practice. Not many people do. Next comes the second deep, hence double deeps. The second deep goes on top of the queen excluder, and this is where I personally like to have the honeybees fill that box up for honey stores for them to get them through the winter. And on top of the double deeps, I'm going to add a medium box, and the dimensions in height are different than the deep. The deep is 9 5/8 inches high, and the medium supers are 6 5/8 inches high. These medium supers are what we're going to use for human consumption. If you install a nuke in the spring, which I advise starting bees a lot of times in the springs, especially if you're brand new, that way you can follow the honeybees through the process, you will probably fill up a medium pretty easily your first year of beekeeping if you buy a nucleus colony. And after you add your medium supers, however many that you might add to your bee colony, depending on the strength and the health of the colony. Depending on the strength and the health of the colony, you'll add more medium supers. But this is a good start. But once you have your medium super on there, you're going to want to add a inner cover for backyard beekeepers. And there's that will create airflow because of the two holes in the inner cover. You can see here the bees can go up through this hole and then out the front as a front entrance, and it will create air circulation. And the outer cover goes on next, and that outer cover kind of covers and overhangs the inner cover in all the bee boxes. That way no moisture, no driving rain can really get up underneath there. That's the basic setup that I would recommend any backyard beekeeper to start with. Go out and purchase those things. Don't just go out and purchase one box because it's a starter kit. Well, I think like I said, I think you're going to find that you're going to need new boxes fast. And so I would go out and buy the whole kit and caboodle right away. Thank you for watching. I do really appreciate it. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to our channel, like our video, and share it. Even sharing it would be amazing for us. Thank you. And always remember, if it's honey, it's honeybee made, and that life is always good on the bee side.